Hi kiddos! Today's lesson is add two-digit numbers. Our learning target is that I can use what I know about adding one-digit numbers to help me add up two-digit numbers. Okay, so you know how to add one-digit numbers. Here's the problem that we're going to be focusing on to practice adding two-digit numbers. The tricky thing about today's two-digit number adding is that when we add the ones place, it's going to do something odd. So keep an eye out for that. Here's the problem. One day, Jack found 27 cans to recycle. That's over here. Here's the 27 cans. The next day, he found 15 cans to recycle. Those are over here. How many cans did Jack find altogether? So I'm going to keep those labeled so that we remember which cans are which. Our goal is to find out how many altogether, so we're going to be doing 27 plus 15. Now the first step is let's figure out how many groups of 10 there are in 27 and how many ones are left over. Down here I circled the groups of 10. There are 2 groups of 10 in the number 27. And then there's 7 single cans, 7 ones left over. We're going to do the same thing with the 15 now. How many groups of 10 and how many ones? In 15, there's 1 group of 10 right here. There's 5 ones left over. You can see that by looking at the number 15. 1 in the tens place means 1 group of 10. And the 5 ones in the ones place. It works with the 27 also. The 20 is 2 groups of 10. There's a 2 in the tens place. And the 7 is the ones place. There are 7 ones. All right, so let's get back to the adding. Let's add up the tens first. How many groups of 10 are there in all? There's 3 groups of 10 when we put them together, because 2 plus 1 is 3. You could also count it 10, 20, 30. 3 groups of 10 is the same as 30. And now we're going to add up the ones. I used blue for the ones to keep them separate. 7 plus 5 is 12. There are 12 ones. Now, here's where it gets a little messy. Before we can put the tens and ones back together and get the answer, we have to deal with the fact that we made a new group of 10 when we put the ones together. You see how that 12 has a 10 in it? There's a 1 in the tens place. So, we have our 3 groups of 10 from adding the tens, but we also have 12 ones, and you know that there is a 10 in that pile of 12 ones. So we can break up the 12 into 1 group of 10 and 2 ones left over. 1 10 and 2 ones you can see in the number. Using our picture, we can think about it like moving some of the ones over to make a new stack of 10. We'll grab some of these ones and put them in this pile until it's a pile of 10 like the others. Like that. Now you can probably already see the answer. Take a moment and pause the video if you want to solve this on your own, or just say the answer to yourself. The black circles are our groups of 10, and this blue, well, it's not really a circle, rounded square is our ones. What I did to solve it, and what you might have done too, is figured out how many tens. There's 4 groups of 10, which is the same as 40 cans. Then we add the ones. There's 2 ones left over. 40 plus 2 is 42. He collected 42 cans in all. Now there are other ways you could picture this, or other strategies that are similar that you could use to solve the problem. This is quite close to what we did with the stacks of cans. You could build it with base 10 blocks, the tens and ones. 27 is 2 strips of 10 and 7 ones. 15 is 1 10 and 5 ones. And when we put them all together, we would have that. But you know that when you get 10 of your little 1 sticks, you can regroup them and make them into a new group of 10. Each of these little piles has 5. So what I would do is I would take these blocks and stack them into a 4th group of 10. And there's our 2 1s left over. Here's another strategy. This is like the shortcut version of what we were doing with the cans and the 10s blocks. First, you break the 10s and the 1s apart. 27 is a 20 and a 7. 15 is a 10 and a 5. After you've broken them, you can add the 10s and the 1s. 20 plus 10 is 30. 7 plus 5 is 12. And then you put those together and you get 42. So think about it as breaking the numbers apart, solving the 2 parts, and then putting them back together again. This last way is a little easier to see on a number line, but I'll talk you through it here. The idea here is that 27 is really close to another friendly 10. So in the 15, we broke the 15 into its 10, but we took the 5 and broke it into a 3 and a 2. That lets us go from 27 to 30, and then it's real friendly and easy to add the 10. 30 plus 10 is 40. And then we have to add the 2 that are left over, 42. You can break the 15 into whatever way makes it easier for you to solve the problem. That might mean breaking it into your 10s and your 1s, or it might mean breaking off pieces of it that are easier to add up. Whichever way is friendliest to your brain. Remember, one of my jobs as your teacher is to show you lots of different strategies so that when you come to problems, you can pick the strategy that works best for you. Speaking of that, here's your thinking question to end this video. This will also be the first question in your assignment today. What is the answer to 49 plus 26? Use whatever strategy works best for you to solve this problem. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.